Hi, Bruno here. Welcome to Spainguru. Will US companies be less willing to hire me if I'm in Spain because of tax reasons? Let's see at a specific question. I'm looking for people's experiences working for a US job remotely while living in Spain. Are jobs like this difficult or impossible to find? What kind of work typically allows these distances? Edit for context. I'll have a family member of an EU citizen visa soon, so that's not an issue. My main concern is, will US companies be less willing to hire me if I'm in the EU because of tax reasons? Now let's see the answers of Spainguru community members. First one, both my niece and nephew find all remote work with US companies, but they have US passports and can work there, so paperwork is not an issue for their employers. I also work for a US company, they pay me as a normal US employee, and I file taxes in Spain as a tax resident and in the US as a non-resident. My husband does the same with his US employer. If you're not a US citizen nor have an American work visa, then that is probably when the company needs a Spanish payroll entity and gets more difficult. In terms of taxes, I pay Spain first, then what I paid I counted towards my US taxes, so no double pay. If anything, because there is some automatic withholding from my US checks as a non-resident, you have over 100k foreign earned income non-taxable. I usually get money back from the US, but all Americans are required to file US taxes anyway, regardless of where they live or work. I was lucky enough to be hired by a US company last year. After 2020, a lot of companies started using third parties like Deal, also Oyster, Globalization Partners, Safeguard Global, to name a few. Those are softwares that permit companies to hire freelancers elsewhere, that have created legal entities in a lot of countries all over the world and can contract people and just be their employer of record while they are actually working for the US company. So like this, they are compliant with the local tax laws and actually pay less in salary than they would if they are hired somebody based in the States. So if a job offer says it's remote and doesn't specify country of origin, go for it. I work for a SaaS company, or software as a service. Next one. I work for a large US-based NGO but live in Spain. Next, a US-based company could only hire you as a salaried employee when they have a legal entity in that country, Spain, including all related implications, and this doesn't end with income tax implications. There is more to the story. One way of solving this, however, is to hire you as a contractor freelancer. Next one. If you're getting the family member visa, you can just work here. There are a lot of English-based tech and service companies, but salaries will be lower. Next one. If you were a hiring manager, would you want to hire someone to your team that lives on the other side of the world? That's the question I always ask myself. Tax implications and legality aside, it's an uphill battle here, unfortunately. I can't say it's impossible because I have a friend who works US hours and works for a US firm and lives in Europe, dual citizenship. But you'll have to show that you're pretty much irreplaceable, in my opinion. Depends on the industry as well. If you're a creative, it's much easier. Market's crappy right now and won't change much this year if you're looking for finance or tech or any other jobs. With a negative perspective. Next one. I've had a really hard time finding this kind of jobs. Been looking for over a year. A lot of companies don't want to deal with the tax implications. Next one. My company does it for contractors. They're hired through our US department, even if they're located in Europe and work EU hours. It's all IT tech, which I believe is the typical case for this kind of remote work. Salaried employees are hired locally. Next one. I have been doing this with the UK for the last 3 years. The new digital nomad visa should help. I work on IT on global transformation projects, so teams are traditionally all over the world. If you want to sponsoring, then Amazon and Tech Data are huge companies with presence in the USA and in Barcelona. Next one. The Spanish digital nomad visa will be out in full at the end of March, then you could see all the requirements. In conclusion, remote work for a US company while living in Spain is possible, but it depends on various factors, such as citizenship, visa status, and the nature of the job. While Spainguru Facebook group members reported success in finding remote work, with US companies, others faced challenges, particularly in dealing with tax implications. One option for US companies is to hire contractors or use third-party entities to ensure compliance with local tax laws. The IT and tech industry seems to be the most typical case for this kind of remote work, With the Spanish Digital Nomad Visa set to be available at the end of March 2023, it remains to be seen how it will affect job opportunities for those interested in remote work in Spain. You can become part of a Spainguru community today. You can join our Facebook groups. The most important one is Spain Immigration and Residency Questions, Spainguru.es, with 17,000 members. And we also have a dedicated Facebook group for Spanish non-lucrative visa with nearly 2,000 members, and for the Spanish Digital Nomad Visa with 1.2 thousand members. And if you need expert professional advice, you can just go to Spainguru.es and go to the top menu. There you will find immigration experts, relocation agencies, tax advisors, sworn translators, and health insurances for applications of all the Spanish visas like non-lucrative visa, golden visa, student visa, digital nomad visa, also medical certificates and travel health insurances. Last but not least, I highly recommend you to join our weekly newsletter that we send every single Monday morning with tons of information, questions and answers, featured blog posts, featured news, and also videos from our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching.